Hi, I'm Terri Murphy for the Data Advocate, and boy, has real estate ever changed in the last couple of months. And with those changes, there's lots of confusion. And then, how do you, as a premier trainer and visionary in the industry, go about telling other people how to navigate it? Well, that's why we're so lucky today. We have Adorna Carroll. We are delighted to have her. She's one of the most powerful women in real estate. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She is the president and overachiever, I'm going to say, and CEO of Dynamic Directions. It's an international real estate training and consulting firm and an NAR Distinguished Service Award recipient. And that should just be one of them. I think you should get an Academy Award for what you're doing now. Here's the thing. With the recent disruption in the real estate industry, Adorna, you are tasked with an enormous responsibility because everybody's going, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We're trying desperately to interpret what some of the ambiguities are in the settlement. And yet you have to tell agents, well, you have to tell agents, but essentially your training group, how to say it, what to say. And I just wonder, how are you doing that?
One day at a time. And that's the only way to do it. Ever changing, I think, was the proper phrase in all of that, because on any day prior to any day training, okay, we've got to know that our facts are correct. And it's been a moving target, and it's been a little bit difficult to be able to deal with, but we're responsible for people. We have to make sure that they know what they're doing. We have to give them the confidence and the tools so that they could do it. And there's a lot of people that are relying on us to help them through all of this, especially when they've never, had the business practice of representing contractually buyers in addition to sellers.
Well, having been licensed since before most people were alive, I've seen so many changes in the industry and in the market, but articulating our value has been one of the issues without the sales part of it, because everybody can do some of it. Let's just put it that way. But we've never had a very good conversation in the consulting part of our business. So you've got trainers that have to prepare and deliver certain information to our practitioners. Tell us a little bit about what that strategy is right now.
Right now, our strategy is to have way more team meetings, honestly, than we ever had. I think that, I'm kind of like a live and let live kind of person. And all of my trainer colleagues, okay, they have their own style. They've got their own way of doing business and all of that. And, we kind of beat to our own drum. And I respect that. This is a period of time, however, where I've had way more staff meetings than I normally would. And it is just so I can have an intelligent conversation about the philosophical aspects and the mechanics that are involved in all of this with people who actually get it. There's a difference between being in front of a classroom, or in a presentation where you're delivering information. But for you to be sharp, really sharp and good at what you do, you need to have conversations with people that are way smarter than you so that you can kind of work through everything in your head and kind of walk through it, because it has been such a changing landscape. And I need to have that conversation with people that I respect and admire, whether they're in our firm or outside of our consulting firm, because I need to make sure that I have my head screwed on straight before I can help someone put theirs on straight.
And I know that this is an impossible moment, let's put it that way, to clarify and go, this is the way. And I know there's a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of scarcity thinking. I think it's important, having been a practicing agent, I know that there are scripts that people roll their eyes and go, oh, script. But when we can help you say what you need to say in a way that helps the buyer or the seller to make an informed decision, what's important? Why is it important for us, as an example, to actually have experience in representing buyers and sellers contractually? It requires very distinct training and verbiage. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you haven't been there, done that, got the t-shirt, burned it, how are you ever going to help anybody else out? Right, Terry? I mean, come on.
And
So,
you wonder why we love you.
well, I mean, it's like I've already lived through all levels of hell out in the field. And so when someone says, I can't do that, or how do you do that, or I'm worried about this, I've got years of experience that could say, you know what, take a pill here and just relax, because you are worried about something because you haven't experienced it yet. The minute you have the ability to experience it and then realize some level of success, you're going to have that confidence in yourself and be able to move forward. And that's really what I see. When all of the trainer colleagues get together, we realize that what's paralyzing people is the fact that they've never done it before, and they're scared. They're
Yeah.
scared of losing business, and they're scared of losing money. So, you talked about scripts, right? I mean, we're not here to tell people how to say something as much as they need to understand what to say. And the hardest conversation right now that everybody wants to understand from the good trainers that are out there is, how do I explain money to my clients without me looking greedy, and really just presenting myself as the advocate and, the representative that I really am.
That is so well spoken. Thank you so much for that. Because I know that the worst thing you could do is try to babble your way through it, because that doesn't give any trust or authenticity, or more importantly, transparency. But how do we prepare these trainers and these company leaders and whatever to understand that what the field issues are, and help practitioners actually explain the compensation models to buyers and sellers? Because there is so much misinformation out there.
There really is. And, sometimes people are just stuck in the box of what they've always done before. And that's really kind of like the problem, right? I mean, you know as well as I do, when you are in front of a bunch of people, or even one person that just needs to understand how something's going, sometimes they don't even recognize what a professional they truly are. I mean, we're not an anomaly. This is not sales, okay? Sales is so yesterday. We are business consultants, and like any other business consultant out there, whether it's an attorney, whether it is a financial manager, whether it's an accountant, I mean, I can go right down the line. They all have a consultation first, so that they can manage expectations. And then at that point, they secure an engagement letter. Why aren't we respecting ourselves enough to do that?
Oh, that is just beautiful, because having been in the business and understanding that this is a major transaction in people's lives. And in any relationship, I mean, you're right, it's not sales, it's not persuasion, it's engagement, but it's also that ability to build that trust factor, because this is a significant occurrence in anyone's life. It's not like
Right.
sending back a sandwich you didn't like. So I know your work is magnificent. And here's what I think we can do with the Data Advocate to help promote the clarity going forward. We just interviewed John Riley and Saul Klein yesterday on this latest hiccup with the Northwest MLS system, pretty much saying to DOJ, no, like
Yeah.
DOJ, kind of thing. But it's clear that we're going to have current challenges for associations and how they handle it. The actual agents, what I think is, we look at a series. So I'm going to have to ask you if you would graciously give us more time going forward, just to update maybe on as things change, as the world turns in real estate, let's just put it that way.
Right,
Sort
right.
of, if somebody wanted to get more consulting from you, or to have you address their group, what would be the best way to reach you?
Honestly, it's pretty easy. It's not like we're a secret, right? So just reach out to info@dynamicdirections.com, or they can reach out personally to me, Adorna@adorna.com. And, sometimes I'm the right person and the right fit for them, but hey, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I get that too. And so, I have a whole group of incredibly talented
Oh,
field practitioners that they can rely on. They can have
exactly.
a pick.
So when you go to the website, be prepared to see the glitterati in the real estate industry, literally everywhere. I mean, literally in every little place, she has an expert. Adorna, you've been such a contributor for so many years and such a leader in the industry. I'm so grateful that you joined us, and I hope you'll join us again soon. In the meantime, Adorna.com. I mean, really, she got her own. I mean, really? Thank God your name wasn't like Bertha or something, because we've got Adorna at Adorna.com. I think that just really says a lot about Adorna. Thanks so much for joining us. Join us for another segment, Women in Real Estate, at thedataadvocate.com.